even further beyond!
Yes, sir. My name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, we're going to be doing a Chrono Crystal guide. Now, I've done a lot of these in the past, but this one's going to be an updated version, having everything listed cleanly, and not just for the period at the moment, but a timeless type one. So it's going to have every single method of Chrono Crystals, way to obtain Chrono Crystals in the game that you can do, whether it's active right now or inactive. Most of them will be timeless. Some might release in the future where I have to release a periodic one, but it's been a long time since I've dropped a whole one, so this video is going to be quite long, but there might be ways that you're not sure of or haven't heard of, so I'm going to be bringing that to you for this video. Everything's going to be listed neatly. The video is going to be timestamped so you can glide through everything effectively, and especially for the new players, because I know there's a lot of people that are actually coming into the game, especially for the 4th anniversary, considering Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku has released. It's the best time to be producing this video, so hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. Hopefully this video is going to be useful. A lot of OG players will probably be at end game mode where a lot of these things aren't useful, or they've already used it, but that's fine. There might be just one thing, so even if there is that one thing, if you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. All my social media links are going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel where we've got Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link. They're all going to be in the description below. If you want to message me, the best places to message me is probably Twitter or Discord. Those places I'll reply fastest, so use those more than anything else. But this introduction has been quite long, but I just had to explain everything about this video, and for the people that are new, this video should surely be helpful. Let's get into it, man. Now, this method here is probably the most notorious method when it comes to earning CC in Dragon Ball Legends, by far. But what it's going to be doing is soul boosting. Now, a lot of people don't know this, especially when they're new to the game. A lot of OGs will. But the best way to go about it is to actually change this filter here, where it says element for me. Change it, and you actually want to change it to unlocked boost panels, which is actually the bottom left. Go to OK, and then it will change to something like this. It will put the people with the most soul boosted panels at the top, and then obviously the least at the bottom. But you could also change that to ascending or descending. I just keep it at descending. What you're going to want to do is actually go to the bottom. I say if you're new to the game, start with only Sparkings. The Sparkings are most likely to be used, and they're way better than the EXs and Heroes in most cases. If anything, start with Ultras too if you have any. Press these two, and then you want to sort it like that. So it's going to show you at the bottom who's not soul boosted, then at the top who is soul boosted. Now what's really good about this is approximately for about 100, or it changes at one point to I believe 200, every boost panels that you get 10 or 20 CCs. Correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 10, which is a lot. It's a lot more than you think you would be getting. It's actually a very, very good way to get Chrono Crystals. I've already done a lot of them. As you can see at the bottom, I'm already at 426 out of 426. And if you want to look at what it looks like when they're fully soul boosted, you can see all the panels should say 100 all the way through. Now the people who I haven't soul boosted, which I can show you for the video, is actually a couple Zenkai. So all of these non-Zenkai characters here, you can see they're all soul boosted all the way, and it's just going to be going more and more as I go up. But when you see I get to a Zenkai here mixed in with the non-Zenkais, you can see that it says 426 out of 864. So that shows that I'm actually missing some panels there, which can allow me to actually soul boost them. So what I'm going to do is actually press Fusion 13 Zenkai, for example, go to soul boost, and in this case I'd be able to soul boost. Now all I have to do for the Zenkai is actually unlock the panels, the Awakening Core, and then actually press auto select, and then it will boost all the panels. I'm not going to actually Zenkai soul boost Fusion 13 because I'm never going to use them personally. And after a certain point you have to get really, really high up. I believe it's like 1,000,000 or something like that. You won't be able to actually get any more Chrono Crystals out of it, and I've already reached that ceiling. But for you guys that haven't, you should actually check. And if you want to know how to check, you actually go to the menu, go to missions. Then if you go to, when you load the missions load up, you're going to look for Z missions in the event sections. So it should be near the bottom, Z missions. And in this section here, there should be a mission that says something about unlock X amount of boost panels. And then you should get Chrono Crystals for it almost every single time. So go ahead and start working on all your Sparkings. Then go ahead and work through your extremes, I advise. And then last but not least, when you really need the CCs, go ahead and do your heroes. though that will be your best bet, honestly, in getting chrono crystals with this method. Okay, so this method here is going to be a lot more useful, especially for those of you that are OG players. The new players can use this as well, but I don't advise as much because you're going to be using this method in exchange for another resource. For OG players, you might not need the resource as much, but for new players, you will most likely need it a lot more. But what I'm going to show you here is this team that I've got here. It's called E, and it's got 4 characters, and what they all have in common is that they all have a platinum equipment specifically just for them. But with these characters, they all get a condition on their platinum equipment, which is very, very unique. So I'm going to go to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's here, and you can see on the last slot of his platinum equipment, you can see it has this thing here where there's only 3 options. The 3 options is what makes it very valuable. I'll show you Cells 1 here. Cells 1 has the same thing. There's only 3 options you can get, 1, 2, or 3. I'm gonna go to Frieza's 1 here, same thing, 1, 2, or 3, and then just Super Saiyan 4 Goku just to show you the case, 1, 2, or 3. You only have 3 options on that 3rd slot. The aim here is to get one of these equips, any of them. It doesn't even matter if you have the unit or not. Get one of these equips and get the 1st slot at least red or maybe a high yellow slot. The middle slot, have it just decently high, and then the 3rd slot would be good enough to actually lock at a Z. Now you need it to lock at a Z minimum. If it's a Z plus, that's even better, but a Z minimum if you can, please, because it's not going to work otherwise at the highest degree if you don't. So what it actually does is, no matter what, if I re-roll this equipment at Z, no matter what I get, it would always be a Z, and that's what is really, really important. So you're gonna see here, I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll this equipment. I'm just gonna choose the 3rd slot, go to re-upgrade. The resource that I said you're going to be exchanging is going to be the remover slots that you have, and I don't know how useful they are to you, but if you're really desperate and you need the chrono crystals, this is a good method to go about getting chrono crystals. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna quickly press 10. Don't use the chrono crystals, use your remover slots. Go ahead and press re-upgrade. Only do it on the 3rd slot, so make sure you've pressed the 3rd slot. You don't want to re-roll the other ones. Go ahead and re-roll, and you're going to see no matter what color the slot is, so even if I get the lowest one, it's still a Z. If I get a yellow one, it's still going to be a Z. If I get a red, it'd probably be a Z+. And you're going to go all the way through, and you're going to see at the end of me, already got one early, which is pretty good. I can stop early. Got a yellow slot right there. At the end of you doing that, you'd actually see you get a mission unlock. Now if I go to my missions and show you what missions this unlock, if you just keep doing that every single time, you go to events, go to Z missions as well, and you'd be able to see that you get this equipment here. So upgrade 16,000 pieces to A or higher. If you get Z at minimum, you're also getting the A one. 16,100, A or higher. Z. The Z one is about every 5, so you can see, look, 600, 605, 610. Every 5, I'm unlimited Z's. Every time I'm going to be getting 10 chrono crystals. It might seem small, but it adds up very fast. It's basically an infinite CC glitch, but it does actually cap at a certain point, just like the soul boosting. But especially for the OG guys, this is something that's very useful. If you really need just that bit extra CC, definitely advise using this one. Now this one here is your biggest source of chrono crystals. If you haven't done this, especially if you're a new player, like, you need to be doing this. You need to be doing this immediately. If your story isn't looking like this or yellow starred up, you should go play it. Before even doing anything else in this video, story is the easiest way to get chrono crystals. Not just because there's chrono crystals all throughout the missions and whatnot. When you're clearing these challenges, you get the chrono crystals from challenges as well. But every time you clear a story, if you go to your mission section, again, we'll be heading there, and then you go to events and you go to Z missions, there's actually chrono crystals that you can get from every time you clear a stage in the story. I don't have any because I've already cleared all the gold stars, but you can see every time you clear a mission there, you will get actually chrono crystals here too. So it's like 2 in 1, which is a big deal to actually increase the amount of chrono crystals you have. There's also this thing here in the friends mission, I believe, or the more legends mission, sorry. Every time you clear story, there's opportunities to get chrono crystals, and there's so much story in the game. And just to put it out there, the story in Legends is actually very good. Tournament of Time, which is what I believe is going on, very quality. Charlotte and Giblet are very good characters as well. So if you do want to take your time and invest into the story, you'll also be getting benefits of enjoyment. But I also just want to tell you that it's easily the best way to get chrono crystals if you have not completed all the story. Go ahead and do those challenges. Some of them are very tedious, but Legends has actually made it easier over time in comparison to how when the game started. There was some crafty missions, man, nasty missions where it was just jarring to play, but they made it a lot easier. So I don't know why you wouldn't have done all of the story. There's so much to go through. Easily over 10,000 chrono crystals by far. Like, you can just look at the stars: 600, 700, 600, 600, almost 200, and the fact that I played through all of them, those chrono crystals are just gone, man. I wish I could get them back, but if you haven't played it, take advantage of that. It should also go without saying that if you haven't done all of the events, the same way I had the gold stars on every single one of the stories, you need those in the events as well. These often offers chrono crystals. I think the only ones that don't give chrono crystals for the first time clear for most of them are these upgrade ones, because they're just based on boosting your characters. But besides from that, honestly, especially in the original series, you can get a lot of chrono crystals from clearing these events, man. And then the recommended always brings out something new, where there's usually something like an ongoing event at the moment where you can get chrono crystals. For example, right now, we actually have the gauntlet, which you can get, I believe, 700 chrono crystals. That happens all the time. There's also these 4th anniversary events that don't specifically give you chrono crystals, but they are still good to do. If you look at the first time clear, you're getting these challenges here. These anniversary medals at the time are very good for getting chrono crystals, which are actually giving out 4,000 for gaining a lot of those. So just necessarily, like, every time there's an event, you should be gold starring the whole event, because the chrono crystals are very vital here. And you don't want to have them just sitting there. Like, I don't know why you're watching the video and then you don't have these missions started. Like, I don't get it. Next up, the top dog game modes. We've got PvP and Tournament of Power. These generally reset every 2 weeks. PvP sometimes 3 weeks, and the same with Tournament of Power, sometimes 3 weeks. But with PvP, I don't know if it's ever happened with Tournament of Power. Someone let me know in the comment section below. But with PvP, even sometimes, the rewards are 2,000 chrono crystals over 1,000 for reaching top 10,000 in the world. If I show you the actual ranking rewards, you can see they're actually quite worth your while. The number 1 player gets 1,500. Don't worry about that, because if you're watching this video, I can almost guarantee on everything you're not going to get number 1. But from 202nd place all the way through to top 10,000, the value of the chrono crystals is 1,000. Sometimes 2,000. So that just makes it immediately worth your while. Specifically in the Golden Showdown, it's 2,000. It's just good to do that. There's also other rewards, but we're not basing it off that. But also, so you know, I don't have them on the screen, but maybe I'll put a screenshot right now. But there's usually a section here which actually has missions for PvP specifically, where you can get a few more chrono crystals. It's not a large amount, but it's still there, and it ties in with the mission plan, but I'll mention that later. With Tournament of Power, it has the same thing. You can see Tournament of Power has these missions here where you can get chrono crystals. In totality, you can get 100 just from the missions. But if we actually go to the Tournament of Power, you also get chrono crystals based on a ranking system the same way. So you should actually be playing it. If I actually show you once it loads, it takes a while sometimes. Just for getting to the top, you actually get 300 chrono crystals in Z League anyways. If you work your way up to Z League, you'll be getting the maximum amount of chrono crystals. It might take you a couple seasons, but it's something that you should take advantage of. And if I actually show you the actual seasonal ranking rewards, quote unquote, I'm in Z League, also bear in mind, you would start off at a lower league if you've never played it before. If we go to season details, you can see that just for my score alone, you get 100 CCs. And then depending on where I ranked in terms of percentages, I also can get up to 1,000 chrono crystals, which is very important. Over time, you're going to need to practice PvP and Tournament of Power. They're probably the game modes that take a lot more effort. Maybe not Tournament of Power, but you still do need a decent team to actually progress in Tournament of Power effectively. But PvP, you need a decent team and you need to have a lot of skill. I've got PvP tutorials on the channel if you want to quickly improve, and I'll be producing more on this channel, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't, consider pressing that subscribe button. I'll be sure to help you out 100%. There'll be one thing at least you learn. But Tournament of Power and PvP, They're probably the most tedious game modes because you have to consistently play and it takes a lot of your time more than anything else. Alright, so this one here is quite important, and I'm going to mention it simply because there will be often times where there's a raid ongoing in the game. You need to be doing the raid. The raid gives you 1,000 chrono crystals at a minimum. Whether it's a challenge raid or a regular raid, always gives you 1,000 chrono crystals at minimum. It's basically a game mode where we all contribute to actually taking down a raid boss's health, but they've actually revamped it so it's actually just now based on you playing consistently and reaching a certain amount of points. And when you reach that certain amount of points, you actually get the full total rewards, and you can actually exchange these raid medals. You'll see an example here for chrono crystals, and there's also missions, there's Z power, all sorts of things, like good drops that you want. I'm using this New Year one as an example of what the raid looks like. This is one of the old ones. However, with the new one, you just simply play continuously, just beating this boss. There is a total tally where everybody in the world's total damage towards the boss actually totals up to a certain amount of damage points, and then based on how high everybody continuously bangs out this game mode, we can actually get extra rewards, which is why I said 1,000 minimum, but it can actually be more than that depending on how much everybody in the world is playing. But for you specifically, I believe you need about 7,200 combat points so that you can actually reach the maximum amount of rewards in the game mode for yourself. But then there's also some rewards that you can get based off everybody else playing. So it's a really good game mode. It lasts for about 7 days, sometimes around that, and you simply just need to play it. You play a couple games, get 7,200 combat points, and that's good for you. Your 1,000 chrono crystals at minimum are claimed. Very good source of chrono crystals. They used to do it roughly every month. I still believe they do. So if you do come across a raid while you're in the game Dragon Ball Legends, make sure to capitalize off that, because it's a surefire way to get you quick chrono crystals just like that. Should take about an hour of your time, 2 hours probably. Just use the correct boost unit and you'll be good. Now this one, a lot of people hate it simply because you have to play it every single day, at least 3 times a day. The first 3 times you get rewards, which are dual coins, and depending on which game mode you're doing, you also get these great dual coins. The great dual coins are generally just not as valuable, but the actual dual coins are the ones on the left, are the ones that you're going to be wanting to have. Now for your first 3 times a day, you can see here it says 0 limited time rewards left today. You get 3 of those a day, so there's 3 chances to get limited time rewards. If I show you the rewards, you can get 100 here, and then this extra 20, and you can get 1 great dual coin, which is just good for you to have. With those, you can actually take it to the exchange shop. So if I go to the exchange shop, if I'm playing free every day and the hyperdimensional co-op season lasts about 40 days, 30 days, it lasts a very long time. That might just be a number I'm throwing out. But what is really good is if you can imagine you're doing 3 times a day, that's at least 120 every day. That's 360 every day. You're actually accumulating a lot of dual coins, and with that you can actually buy chrono crystals from this exchange shop. Now they're not there because I've already bought them. You can see I'm quite down bad, but you can get 300 chrono crystals from this exchange shop. It costs 1,500 to buy 100 chrono crystals, and you can do that 3 times. So 1,500, 3,000, 4,500 dual coins for 300 chrono crystals, 100 each time. But on top of that, if you go to your missions as well, there should be a mission that actually helps you out in order to actually get chrono crystals. It should say like hyperdimensional co-op here. You can see 200 chrono crystals just for continuously playing it. Once you get to the end, you need to play it 65 times, because the 70th time doesn't give you chrono crystals. 65 times and you would accumulate the full 200 on top of the fact you get 300, so that's in total 500. Not too large, but again, it's better than nothing, and every little thing counts when you're gaining chrono crystals. Now we're back to the more legends missions. If you remember earlier in this video, I actually referenced the more legends missions because if you play the story, you actually get chrono crystals every time you clear challenges. The challenges give you chrono crystals. You get chrono crystals for the first time clear from your Z missions, and then you also get chrono crystals from this section here. But if you're doing the challenges and you want to be doing the challenges, because the challenges give you chrono crystals themselves. That's so many chrono crystals all in one. But if you scroll further down in these more legend missions, there's these missions here that come with friendship level. Now friendship level is important because they give you a bunch of chrono crystals just for getting your friendship about, just being friends with people, like basically just buffing Charlotte essentially. You can see here level 40 with 2 characters, level 40 with 4 characters, level 40 with 7 characters. It's quite a large amount, I'm not gonna lie, but the chrono crystals are worth it. Now if you want to increase your friendship level, I'm going to quickly show you a couple ways that you can do that, but then I'm also going to reference a video just so I don't waste a lot of time in this one video. If you head over here to your upgrade section, there's this battle called Let's Fight. It even says perfect for newcomers. Let's Fight here, you get 3 a day, and this battle gives you the most friendship points out of any single battle in the game. You need to be doing this every single day. Pick a character of your choice and just get their friendship rank up. That's what you need to be doing every single day. You can play it once per day, each of these 3 battles. I do this every single day. Also, you do get like 1 chrono crystal when their friendship rank goes up. If you want other ways, because you can only do this once a day, there's another method, but it's quite tedious. I'm gonna direct you to a video that I've actually created so that you guys can actually get your friendship level high. It should be in the description or the pinned comment on this video. So getting your friendship rank up actually helps you get chrono crystals. If you haven't done that already, capitalize off this one as well. This one here is another one that people find very tedious, but it's something that you just should be doing. You can see in the Legend Anniversary Adventure 2022 right here, there's always chrono crystals available. In this case, there's not chrono crystals directly available because for the anniversary, they've actually made it so that if you get these medals, you can actually accumulate up to 4,000 chrono crystals, which is beneficial to you. But usually for adventures, there's chrono crystals available here, and all you need to be doing is going to your adventures and actually setting your adventures. So you can see I've got some adventures on here. Right now I've got the Legends Weekend adventure on, and the Legends Weekend specifically adventure is really good because you can actually get chrono crystals from that itself. You can drop 100 at times, but through your adventures they reset like every week or 2 weeks or something like that, the missions anyways, so you can grind more adventures to actually get more chrono crystals every single time. If you're wondering where you get the adventures from, you go to original series in the event section, and there should be 2 missions here that show like a adventure symbol. If I click into it, you can see the adventure symbol still there, and there should be rewards. That's the 3-hour one, and then you do the same thing for the top one if you want the 7-hour ones. It's more efficient to do 3 hours and 7 hours, but you can even do 1-hour ones. But to get 1-hour ones, you actually have to go through the submissions and then look for the adventure exchange shop, because the adventures actually give you drops. So you can imagine there's obviously going to be an exchange shop, because the drops they need to be used somewhere, don't they? You can use it in this exchange shop here. There's a bunch of cool stuff, but that's not the focus here. It's just the fact that you should be doing adventures to actually obtain the chrono crystals that you want. These are your 1 hours. The 1 hours are most efficient. So if you can do 1 hour for a whole day, then 7 hours when you sleep, that's really good. If you can do 3 hours, that's still really good. 7 hours, you'll be good as well, but it's faster if you do 1 hour or 3 hours. And there's also a 23-hour one that they've now moved to the exchange shop. So I need to make sure to claim that and actually do that as well. It'll get me to the max total way faster than I would without. This one here, you should be doing it, but if you're a newcomer, it might be a bit more difficult to you. But there's a mission plan. The mission plan is very important. There's 3 kinds. There's a lower level one, there's a medium level one, there's a higher level one. The higher level ones being the Battle Lovers plan. That's the one that I've got on the screen right now. The Battle Lovers plan gives you the most chrono crystals out of all of them. So you should be picking that essentially. However, you're going to have to do some higher level missions. If you're new to the game, you accumulate a lot of chrono crystals and you go ahead and summon, you should be good enough to actually do these Battle Lover plans regardless. It just requires a lot more playing because it asks you to do some PvP missions and whatnot. But essentially they're not much harder, but if you read them, you should be able to actually complete the mission. I will actually link a video as well that I've done basically explaining the mission plan in detail. But essentially, if you want the most chrono crystals, you should be picking the Battle Lovers plan because you'd get the most out of it that way. This last thing I want to touch on is actually just your dailies. Your dailies are very important. They don't directly give you chrono crystals. Once you clear your dailies every single day, you actually add to your daily stamp rally. Now in a 14-day period, you'd be able to get 1,000 chrono crystals, which is much more than how it used to be. They made a big improvement to your daily stamp rally. The only downplay of this is that instead of getting chrono crystals directly for your daily missions, you actually need to be consistent, and if you're not consistent, you won't get the big reward on the 14th day. If you forget to claim your chrono crystals, claim your daily missions every single day, you'll miss out on chrono crystals. If you don't log in, you can imagine the same thing as well. It's just very important to make sure you do your dailies. Also, coming in with chrono crystals that you can get from just daily logging in when you pick what you want, and there's also sometimes like a login bonus. So just capitalize off all of that. I don't know why you wouldn't be consistent if you want to get chrono crystals. That's the one requirement that comes with a gacha game essentially. But I just want to tag along with that. There's always these other missions that are very important to play. For example, the monthly missions. You can see here it's telling me to use Android Saga character 30 times. If you know me, I use Fusion Warriors mostly, maybe sometimes God Key characters, so I never really come across an Android Saga character. So it's just telling you to use that and win 30 times. I could do that through even just selecting the type of character. So I don't know. Let me go to super bonus battle Zeni. I can pick my team. I'd change the filter, go to episode. It said Android Saga Z, so I'd press that, then bring me up a list of characters that fit that requirement. I just put one on the team. All I need is one. I could put 3 on the team as well, and then I just win X amount of battles until I meet that requirement, which would actually get me those chrono crystals. It's very small, but over time you can imagine it accumulates. Like I've been saying this whole video, 300 in total. I've already done a lot of them, but it's just other missions that you should just pay attention to in case you miss something. For example, at the moment it's the 4th anniversary, so there's these chance time tickets. The chance time tickets come with an event where it's basically a lottery, and you just be able to guess a number when there's a video and stuff or a reveal and stuff, and they will put something in the news to basically say, alright, cool, did you win or not? What number did you select? They'll randomize it or whatever they're gonna do. The number that appears in the news or in the reveal and stuff, if you select the right number, there's chrono crystals for you. So every single mission is just very important. Always check your events tab. That's the most vital thing out of anything else, because most of the other things that I mentioned don't actually move. Just make sure you play the events game modes, whatever it is, before it actually resets or expires. That's gonna end off the video. I'm pretty sure I got through everything that is stable within the game. There might be a few things here and there that I left out, but if you're an OG, I'm pretty sure I didn't leave anything out. If you're an OG or you know your stuff, leave a comment, maybe something I missed out, so that somebody could gain extra help in up in their CCs. I didn't want to mention the shop, so if you're gonna be cheeky and write the shop, oh, use your wallet, like, come on bro, like, nobody actually wants to spend money on the game, but I don't know, maybe you do. So the shop option is there. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. All my social media links are going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel, but we've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link all in the description below, so make sure to check me out on all of those. That's going to be at the bottom of the screen, the description. They're all there. I told you, if you want to message me more than anywhere else, Discord and Twitter are the places to be. I'm going to leave the video like that. Leave a comment if this was helpful. I'd really like to know if this was helpful for you. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Please, lend me your energy! You're through!